Hello and welcome to our second episode and our second Boulder World Cup report straight from Moscow. Setting team, Robert Lux from Germany, studio block owner, Robert Leistner, shaper for blocks and owner of Mandala and Dresden, from Germany as well, Tomasz Olecki from Poland, another Polish guy, I don't know his name, I couldn't find his name, and 4 local Russian setters according to Robert Lux, the chief setter. Finalists for the males: Tomoa Narasaki last weekend second, Jernej Kruder last weekend's winner. For the first time ever in a bouldering final, Gregor Vezonik from Slovenia as well, Jongwon Chon from South Korea, Aleksei Rubtsov as well again in the finals, and for the first time for 14 years, Gabriele Moroni from Italy. We are missing Manu Kanu, Jan Hoyer, Sean McCall, Jakob Schubert. Some favorites didn't even make it to the semis, and some favorites made it into the semis but didn't make it into the finals.
But you know, in the World Cup, it's not just about being strong. Last week I said I was 54th, so I wouldn't say I progressed in 1 week, but it's just like it happens.
Because before this competition I knew that I can fail in the qualifications. I could be easily on 50th place or something. I don't know. Yeah, I felt like an amateur, honestly.
on the second one.
Yes. Because I know that I could do it quite easily. But yeah, that's the part of the game, you know. All of the final boulders are quite easy, I guess, especially comparing to Meiringen. But yeah, you know, mentally it's always hard when you know that the problems are not too hard. So the same happened to everybody. I think also Gabri, who took 6th place, could easily do the other 2 boulders.
Like Robert Lux, Jernej Kruder and Gregor pointed out, the boulders in the final round were not that hard like in Meiringen. They were not that hard like a semi-final round, because we have a split already. Have some tricky moves in every boulder. Every boulder has at least one tricky move, and I will tell you why. All the boulders are easy but tricky, so you have the pressure to send them all and as quick as possible if you want to win. Each boulder has a dynamic or a low percentage move in it. Makes it easier for the route setters to separate and to split the field. It's a better show for all the viewers, for us, and it's easier to tweak dynamic moves to make them harder or easier in between resetting rounds, because you have a way. Sometimes you just have to tilt a hold more horizontal, so it gets a really good chuck, sometimes a little bit more vertical, so you lead the way to the next foothold, and it's a little bit easier to tweak dynamic moves once you know how they work, instead of power moves, because it's really hard to guess how much power they have. Like Robert said, all the competitors can usually jump way better than us route setters, because they climbed the whole day. We set maybe 2 to 3 times a week when we are full-time setters, and we don't train on top of this. Only a few of us can do it. I definitely can't. If you are a full-time athlete with a lot of preparation and training, you are way better. So we don't see any revolutionary moves anymore. It's more like Robert says, skate tricks which we combine and variate, and we represent them in new slight variations. It's another really interesting thing as well, because if you are from Germany, Austria, Japan or Slovenia, for really good climbing nations which invest a lot of money in preparing and training the team, these nations, like we do a lot of training camps. In these training simulations we do a lot of these jump and run circus, trick moves, just to prepare our athletes for every situation which can occur in a competition, that they will never be standing in front of a boulder without knowing what to do or without having any idea. And if you learn these problems only at the World Cup board, it makes it way harder for you to win, even though you climbed them sometimes before. If you have a training camp, you have a better preparation. Boulder number 1 for the boys, the slab. Whenever we start a competition with a slab, the slab should be quick, fast, not boring, no hand rest, not slow. Because we start the competition with a slab, we want to see some action, we want to see something happen, we want to see some flow, some funk, something unexpected. And this slab was good for it. it also split the field really good. Take a look at Aleksei here, already 1,000 million tries without getting better. Then he found the way how to do it with a shoulder push in the flag, and then he timed out. Unfortunately, we can't see the timer at Aleksei's last try, so I guess he timed out, or he knew that he would time out, so he was really in a hurry. Otherwise he could have calmed down, breathe again, and concentrate with which hand and how fast, how quick do you want to go to the top hold. The hardest move at this level was after the start, standing up, falling over or stepping over to the right. Right hand had to hit a lower flat hold volume and the left hand had to hit the higher volume. Then you had to kill the momentum, so you went like really close into your higher shoulder and tried to kill the swing, the momentum. It was possible with or without feet. Gregor found a good way to lean over with his right foot first and then go with his right hand. So he split the move in two parts, but it was not too easy, not too obvious how to do it. So nobody flashed it, and we've seen a lot of tries. We could see Gabriele as well, who took a lot of time to figure it out and then couldn't send it anymore. Here I tried to point out how important it is to keep your body in the right position to the left of the holes to be able to kill the momentum and the swing. And if you just push them a little bit too far to the right, you can't stick it anymore. This is another good example for training. Again, slaps, slaps, slaps. Slaps is just training, experience, doing it again and again and again and again. Of course you need power, but if you're confident, if you climbed it a couple of times, you know quicker what you have to do and you will just send it faster. So after Boulder 1 we already had a good split. We had Gregor and Jernej one top in 3 tries, Jongwon and Tomoa one top in 6 tries. Gabriele and Aleksei couldn't send it, and we're going to Boulder number 2. Boulder number 2, the straightforward power problem, steep, with a technique finesse move, the flip. Start, move out with the right hand to the big hold, flip the left hand, flip, 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 flip into the undercling to kill the momentum. Everybody did it except for Jongwon. He placed the toe hook underneath the feature, which stopped the swing and the momentum. I think the only starter who tried the part after this, the root setter's intended way, was Jernej. Swing your feet out to the right, put a toe hook onto the lip, and then go higher, higher, higher. All the other climbers, they crossed over with their left hand into this little crimp underneath the volume and matched hands, which is really painful, really powerful, and really hard to guess as a root setter. You always think, okay, this handhold is only good for one hand. But a lot of times you underestimate how determined, how merciless, how powerful and how used competition climbers are to don't give a fuck. But on the other hand, maybe the toe hook way would have been much easier, much nicer, much quicker. So a lot of climbers burned lots of energy in this go. The most impressive send of Boulder number 2 was Tomoa Narasaki, who seems, as mentioned last time, always really not impressed of everything what's hard or what could be hard. He's just like, okay, I move, I do the flip, okay, I do the hand switch, 2 fingers on, 2 fingers next to it, big sloper, no worries. For the flip it's really important to pull hard quick, close to the wall, and then you reach higher with your right hand, and in the same moment you flip around, or a little bit later, you flip your left hand from above to an undercling underneath, so you can pull these 2 holes together and reduce and kill the momentum. After Boulder number 2, Gregor, Jongwon and Tomoa, all 3 had 2 tops. Unexpectedly, Jernej Kruder did not send Boulder number 2, which is really important for the result later. Welcome to Boulder number 3. Starts with a jump. mental onto this beautiful entrepris volume, and then going out of the corner, cross over, palm down to the left, and then get really high with your left hand into the top hold. Don't get it low, otherwise you will drop low to the bottom. No, you have to get it really high, the left sloper. I didn't expect anyone to fall down before the zone hold, but sometimes even really good and experienced climbers make minor amateur-like mistakes, like Jernej called it in his interview, that he felt like an amateur at boulder number 2, and now it looked like Jongwon and Tomoa jumping to the big dish. So the hardest move was the last move, from the right hand crimp going to the top hold. We've seen different ways to try the last move. Gregor, for example, he tried to get with his left hand to the right crimp and then palming down with the right hand to kill the momentum and the swing. Almost happening, but what after this? What do you want to do? Really impressive was Gabriele Moroni. I didn't expect him to do it that good, honestly. He used his leg really good to carry him over, pulled a little bit on his right hand, and stuck the move with his foot at the same moment. This boulder seemed to be a little bit too easy in my opinion, but on the other hand the last move was quite hard. It looked a little bit dangerous as well, because if you don't get the top hold you will fall down horizontal, but nothing happened and maybe it just looked like this. After boulder number 3 we had Jongwon Chon in lead with 3 tops in 9 tries, and then Tomoa Narasaki 3 tops in 10 tries. Jernej, Aleksei, Gregor and Gabriele, they all had 2 tops after 3 boulders and lots of tries. Boulder number 4, the circus, the many moves, the riddle, the destroyer for Aleksei, for Jongwon and for Gabriele. They needed a couple of tries to get into the boulder, into the move, and even after they stuck the first move, Aleksei, at least he had still some trouble to fight his way to the top. And again, he didn't find the right way how to get the crimps in the right order, and he didn't send it. Gregor and Jernej made it look really easy the first move. They went straight into the undercling push palm sloper, found the right order how to climb the whole block, and just made it happen. They looked like really capable of doing a boulder like this, or especially the first move, like swinging into the wall, jumping down, kicking with your hip, generating momentum, and then stopping underneath something. They looked really comfortable doing this. Tomoa Narasaki overshot his first try a little bit. That happens if you're so strong, so powerful and want to climb so quick. Sometimes he seems a little bit too quick in his reactions or in his moves. But then he sent it on his second try pretty easily after he figured out the order, how to do it. And so after this he put Jongwon under pressure, and Jongwon still could have won if he would have sent the last boulder problem. Jongwon did the jump really good, but he went for the wrong hold. Even though he palmed and pushed underneath the black sloper, underneath the roof, he still always wanted to go to the next hold. And then he made it happen after 3 minutes and 50 seconds, so he timed out. Even if he would have climbed, he would have made only the second place. Only the second place. I think the men's route was a really good statement for how good training camps and training preparations can be, especially for slab climbing, for dynamic parkour-like stunt work, circus moves. It's just a matter of doing them again and again and again and again. Or we could see that finals are most of the times way easier than semi-finals, than semi-final rounds, because they are more exhausted, they lost a lot of skin. Under the pressure we can force them to do a lot of dynamic low percentage moves where we will try to create a split and a separation for the ranking. So congratulations to Tomoa Narasaki for his first win 2018 after the second place in Meiringen last weekend. Also Jernej Kruder, great effort again as well. As mentioned before, he dropped it at boulder number 2. He could have sent it, he knows that, and he dropped it at boulder number 2. Jongwon Chon and Aleksei Rubtsov seem to be like in really good shape, still having troubles figuring out some problems a little bit quicker. But let's see what happens in China. And if you climb on your home ground like Aleksei did this weekend, it's always a little bit harder. You are always more in the focus of the audience, of the whole scene around you, of all the other athletes, press, trainers, coaches, cameras, and a lot of athletes have big problems coping with the pressure. It can add to the difficulty of a competition. Okay, stop the blah blah, girls will follow tomorrow. Comments, feedback, everything appreciated here at Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Love you all, bye bye.